So here we are with Mike Eccles. Is that a smile?
Yeah, it wasn't after 10 minutes, mate. But yeah, brilliant. Yeah, delighted, mate.
Oh, I'm sure you are. It was the biggest win of the season by quite some margin. 9 tries.
Yep.
And a clean sheet. And I know that you're going to say, I'm most pleased with the clean sheet.
Well, we are. Yeah, the message went on really early. For no tries to come in. So once it looked like we were going to win the game with like 20 to go, that was the main message then, to make sure that we don't concede any tries. So absolutely made up with that, because we haven't kept a clean sheet this year. So to keep them scoreless it's a big effort, that to keep anybody scoreless. And like I just said to the boys, it just proves to me and to them that last week was a blip. 4 weeks ago we conceded 12 points, then 10 points, and now we've conceded 0. So yeah, last week was a blip for me. And that's we got the reaction that I demanded on Tuesday.
The strange thing is, you didn't even really need to be at your best, did you?
I don't know. I thought Newcastle were very good today. That first 10 minutes, they could have been 2 or 3 tries up. Let's be really clear about that, and we've spoke about that. But they weren't, and it was. We've got some systematic stuff to fix up still. But in terms of the will and the want to not concede tries from the off, that was the most pleasing thing. And yeah, I mean, that scoreline probably doesn't reflect the game. I thought that was a really tough game. The start of both halves, they had the ascendancy. They were better than us at the start of both halves, so we're a little bit disappointed with that. But overall, we can't grumble with that scoreline.
Well, they made a lot of mistakes, and actually that played into our advantage. We were able, and you got to take advantage of them, and we did.
I think when we look at it analytically, we conceded a lot of penalties our first half. So in terms of errors, I'd say we're probably even. I think they made some mistakes, we made some mistakes and give away a lot of penalties. So I'd say quite even Stevens on that front, really.
Ollie Leyland struggled a little bit with the wind and the kick-in, and he missed a few.
Yep.
Did you ever worry that might come back and
I did.
haunt you?
Yeah, I did actually. I did, because we saw it at York, didn't we? But kicking goals today, I don't know what it looks like on this camera now, but this is very windy here today, where we really are in Newcastle. So I certainly didn't, blame him for missing them goals. I think kicking a goal from 5 metres to the side of the sticks today was a tough ask. So, but I was still worried, because I just felt that, we're 4 tries up and we're still only 16 points up. So we were a little bit hard done to on that front. But yeah, Ollie's been great with the boot. He's been so good. No issues there with him.
Well, it didn't matter in the end, of course, and there were some great all-round performances. Our man of the match was Paul Ulberg with a hat-trick, but you could have shared it out between any of them, really. Who were your standout performers?
Yeah, Paul was good. City was incredible with the ball. Really, really good. I thought Sam Davies again, he's so tough. They're sending a lot of traffic down that middle channel in and around him, and I was glad I got him off really with kind of 15 to go or so, just to give him a breather, because he was outstanding again for us. But yeah, a lot of big efforts in there again, like Reece Curran right at the end there, just chasing back. We were screaming no tries, and they kind of, throwing the ball around. And Reece Curran comes up with a try-saving tackle there, as if it was to win the game for us. So the stuff like that was really, really pleasing.
You love Sam Davies, don't you? Is he, tough, no nonsense? Does he embody Mike Eccles in a player?
I don't know about that. I'm nowhere near as good as Sam is, but Sam. Not just Sam. There's other players that they epitomise what I want the team to be about. And I know Sam a long time, so it's heartbreaking when we lose our own players. We produce them, and so I'm just so happy to bring him back. And I knew exactly what we was getting from Sam, and yeah, he's epitomising everything we're about at the minute.
Is it the sort of player that you touch wood, you could keep next season and sort of start to build?
Hopefully,
a decent side around?
Yeah. We're speaking to Sam now. He loves the club. He's delighted to be back. We're delighted with him, the way he's playing, and. We're hopefully now, Tom. We're mathematically, possibly relegation's still a possibility, but I think we can look forward now and start to plan for next year.
What was that? Hold on, that was Mike Eccles saying that we're safe.
No, certainly not. Mathematically not. But I want us to move forward and get more results, which I think next week. If we get the result next week, I believe that probably would make us mathematically safe.
So that's still the aim, of course, in the near future. But we've got 5 games left to go. I'm probably going to ask you every single time I interview you. Okay, yeah, let's get safe. But what then? What do you want from those last 5 games?
Probably a really boring answer for you, mate, and we're just going to take one game at a time. And every week's a different challenge, which it is. But what we have spoke about more globally is the excitement of the run-in and how excited we are with the home games. We love being at home the other week. It was so good, and the boys showed that with the performance, didn't they? So we're excited for them four home games. And we've only got one on the road game left, and that's a trip up to Whitehaven, which will be incredibly tough. But that's something I want to achieve, a win in Cumbria. It's tough there, classically for London, any London team, and it has been tough for us there the last couple of years. So that's a bit of a goal for me, that I want to push onto the team as well.
You travelled up yesterday, which was different to the summer bash when many of the lads were getting up very, very early. And do you think that improved the way that you were able to play?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, travelling on the day to a game is never ideal, is it? But I think what I didn't want to shout about that last week, because at the same time it is an excuse, and we have to get used to that because we do travel on the day. And it's today was further. The Cumbrian trips are further. So it was obvious that we were going to come up the day before, and it does help you. Obviously, you get a decent night's sleep. You can arrive, make sure you're on time for the game, things like that. So yeah, that was a factor last week. It was, but I still wanted us to be better.
In the same way, do you regret not doing that last week? And is it something that you might try to do a little bit more if resources allow it next season?
Well, it's all on resource, isn't it? And that's the thing. We don't live in an ideal world, do we? And I had no problems with what we set out to do last week, but it was a factor. And I expect us to be better. I keep saying it. That is part of being London. Our academy players, they come through the system, and rightly or wrongly, they play at 12:30 p.m. every week away from home, and they're up and out of bed from all over the south of England, and they've got to get on with it. And we can't just expect overnight travel every week. But it was a factor. But last week's gone. We demanded a reaction this week, and we got it, mate.
And a word finally for our fans.
Yeah.
I mean, what a long way for. I mean, it's a long way for us to come, but it's a long way for them to come, and they do it, and they do it every game that we. And they've been repaid, I think, today, haven't they?
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, it's incredible. I think I was saying it to you the other week on the YouTube channel. We have this band of fans, and they just travel everywhere for us. And they were louder than the Newcastle fans today, and I just made up as well for them that they've got a nice journey home ahead of them now, because it's a long way to come. It's literally the length of the country, isn't it? So yeah, thanks for your support. And I think a little bit last week we let ourselves down, but we let everyone down with what we delivered, including the fans who gone up to the summer bash and spent a bit of money on that weekend. So delighted this weekend that we can repay them. And
they've got a nice double-header, exciting club day to look forward to, where the women, of course, playing after us against Workington next week.
Yeah, it's perfect. I want that. Don't want to create too much internal pressure, but I want that to be a big day for the club, for us all. I think if we can get a result next week, it's objective achieved in terms of relegation, and the women coming on after us is fantastic. And if they can get the result too, and we can get the numbers down that we want through the gate and the bums on seats that we would like, that could be a really good day for the club.